Well, hello there, beautiful people. It is me, Jazzy Mac. Hola, hola, hola. I'm so happy because I have a bunch of job opportunities for those of you that are looking to go into marketing, human resources, business administration, even cybersecurity and software engineering. So if you are a college student, someone that's actively in college, I've got opportunities for you. If you are a beginner, I also have opportunities for you as well. So I have opportunities for everyone. Okay. So with Home Depot, we're going to talk about 6 different job roles. Okay. So make sure you take out like your pen and paper and write down some notes around which one of these jobs you want to apply for, because with Home Depot, I would suggest that you do not apply for more than 2 roles at the same time. Okay. Some companies are like, hey, we put a max on how many jobs you can apply for. So make sure you take notes as to which one of these roles you ultimately want to apply for. Some of these are 6-figure roles, and some of them are roles that are going to be a little bit less based on the experience. Okay. So let's go ahead and hop into our first role. So our first role is going to be our beginner friendly role. For those of you that have ever worked in a contact center, call center, you've ever worked in customer support, this is going to be for you. Okay. This is the HR services contact center associate role. Okay. Now, I do want to point out when it comes to work location, it says remote/virtual, meaning that you are not required to work from a designated Home Depot location. Okay. This is referred to as location independent, meaning you can do the job pretty much anywhere in the United States. What's great about all of these roles is equipment is provided. At one point in time, they did also provide you a stipend, just some extra cash for you to set up your home office however you wanted to. I don't know if they still do that, so make sure you ask the recruiter if there is a stipend. I've seen people get $1,000 to set up their home office. I've seen other companies that will give you $2,000 to set up your home office. So make sure that you are asking. But when it comes to the HR contact center associate, you do not have to have a degree. Those are nice to haves, but as far as the minimum qualifications, you just need to be 18 years old. Okay. There is no educational requirement. High school diplomas or GED is going to be all that you need. Okay, so you see down here where it says bilingual Spanish is a plus, but it's not required. I want to make sure that if you are a Spanish speaker, you are asking for more money. That is an additional premium skill set, okay? Si hablas español, muchos de estos roles te pagarán más. Siempre, siempre, siempre pide más dinero, okay? Si hablas español, okay? Make sure that you always are asking for more. Now, as far as work experience, they're saying a year of experience is all you need. If you don't have that year of experience, it's okay, because Home Depot will provide you with the equipment and the training to be successful in this role. They're not just going to put you on the phones and have you start taking calls from people. That's not how they work. You will go through a training period. So you're pretty much going to take calls from people around their pay and HR issues. So people might be calling to say, hey, my paycheck hours don't match, what hit my direct deposit. Can you help me? Or maybe somebody's taking a leave of absence and you've got to answer those sorts of questions. Okay. So again, very beginner friendly. Yes, the resumes are done for you already. Those are already in your portal. Okay. So now our next entry-level friendly job is going to be for marketing. Okay. A lot of you have said, Jazzy, how do I get into being a social media manager without experience? Or how do I get into being a marketing rep without experience? Well, this is how you do it. Okay. This is the internship. Now, as far as qualifications, be 18 years of age. That's about it. Okay. If you're someone that's ever been interested in copywriting, which I know copywriters that make 6 figures, or being a marketing analyst, also a 6-figure career, then this is what's going to set you up to do this internship. Okay. So some of the responsibilities that they're going to assign to you and some of the things that you'll be trained on doing are things like writing a newsletter for Home Depot or doing the Home Depot blogging. You might do some paid advertisement. There may be some training there. You may participate in marketing brainstorming sessions. If there are, different events coming up, then they will include you in those events and you'll get all this great exposure. So again, this is going to be 11 weeks. And yes, it's further out. It's May through July, which is generally when most interns take place, but you would have to sign up and be accepted very early in advance for their internship program. Okay, so marketing internship program, I do have a resume for that. And then there's also one for business administration. For those of you that might be interested in things anywhere from finance, operations, merchandising, even HR, business administration touches on all of that. So that's also available to you, especially if you're looking to get into like Lean Six Sigma, project management, all that good stuff. And some of the other titles that they've got down here, such as being a brand advocate, operations, all those sorts of things. Okay. So as far as the pay goes for these internships, you are looking at the payment being somewhere around $24 an hour. I don't really know if they give all of their interns like performance bonuses. It says that you might get it. So I'm not sure, but you should definitely ask your recruiter about it. Okay. Now, for those of you that have said, Jazzy, we want to see analyst roles, such as business analyst roles, what do you have? So here is a senior analyst role, okay? For those of you that like to kind of drill down on things, you like to really investigate those things. It says that you're going to look at things related to business performance. You're going to also do some research and analysis. There may be some web analytic data that you're looking at. So that could be a range of things. You could be looking at CSATs where customers are writing bad reviews on Google, or maybe they're writing bad reviews in the surveys that get emailed to them. And you could be looking at those things to see why the customers are unhappy, where are the shortcomings, is there some sort of pattern or behavior that we're seeing amongst the employees that's causing the customers to not have a great experience. So if you're that sort of person, then this is probably going to be something that you really love to look at. Especially if you're like a data-driven person, you like to look at business trends and compare it to customers' behavior and how much they spent on this visit versus the last visit and all that sort of stuff, okay? So as far as the pay for this job, they're actually going to pay $75,000 to $130,000. So again, this doesn't even include your sign-on bonus, the stock that they give you in the company, the yearly performance bonus, okay? That's not even inclusive of that. This is a six-figure salary for just the base salary, okay? So lots of money to be made there, especially if you're looking to be a business analyst, project manager, anything that's related to like business operations, right? Now, another role that I thought was really interesting and that I intentionally looked up for you guys was the cybersecurity analyst role. A lot of you have been looking for those cybersecurity roles, and it's sometimes hard to break into those roles if you don't have the experience. But as I've said before, the best way to get into cybersecurity is when you go work for a company like Global Payments and you start off as a fraud specialist. Even though that's like an entry-level job, fraud, anything related to fraud is going to fall under the cybersecurity umbrella. So that's the easiest way to get exposure to any type of info security sort of career genres. But what they have here for this particular role is it's the cybersecurity analyst role. And when it talks about what you'll be doing, it says you're going to collaborate with key stakeholders in controlling and designing the testing procedures, analyzing data, and identifying reports on any issues discovered. Okay. So you're going to work independently, but you may also work as part of a team. Okay. This is a controls assessments team. Okay. So they're saying you're going to do a mixture of analysis, collaboration, and executing. As far as travel requirements, that sort of stuff, there is no requirement for that. Your qualifications, they're not really putting a lot on here. They're saying that either have a bachelor's degree or like the equivalent experience. Again, having a degree or not having a degree has never been a deal breaker for these jobs. They're really just filters. They're not deal breakers. So again, if you've got some practical experience where you can say, hey, I worked in the fraud department, or I did some sort of technical support, some troubleshooting, some things that there's, some analysis related things. Those are the things that they are looking for as it relates to experience. Okay. And again, pretty hefty job as far as the salary goes, 85,000 to 95,000 before any sort of bonuses or stock or anything like that. So this is a really good sort of starting salary because this is an analyst role, which is quite different from being an engineer. Now, if you were an engineer, that's going to automatically be six figures pretty much across any company. And if they don't pay you six figures, they're lowballing you. So a cybersecurity analyst is generally going to be kind of more of the entry level job. So to make that sort of money, 85,000 to 95,000, being an analyst is really, really good. Okay. Now, the final job that we are going to look at is going to be the software engineer. And I do want to emphasize again, this is a remote virtual position. It is location independent. You do not need to come into the office to work unless you live in Atlanta and you just want to work in the office, but it is a fully remote role. Okay. Now, for all of you people that have a little bit of experience in SQL, I like to say SQL, and I'm never going to stop saying SQL, HTML, CSS, all of those front end technologies. That's like a lot of the stuff that my husband used to do because he's like really good at like coding and building front end and back end sites and that sort of stuff. But this is going to be what you're going to do. They're not really wanting you to have a bunch of education or a whole lot of experience. This, even though it says it's a software engineer 2 role, for it to be a software engineer role, I think this is still kind of mid-level. This isn't like advanced software engineering. At least it doesn't look that way to me. Let's look at the salary for this job. Okay. So 80 to 120,000 before any bonuses or stock. This is just going to be for base salary. So just based on the salary alone, this is kind of like more of an entry level salary. So I would definitely be trying to get closer to the 120 mark if I had more experience. However, if you're fresh out of college, then you're just going to have to make a bigger case of like saying, hey, I'm fresh out of college, but I know SQL or I know SQL or I'm really good with CI/CD. I'm really good with UI UX, all that sort of stuff to convince them to pay you a little bit more. Okay. So it says you're going to be a part of a dynamic team with engineers of all experience levels who help each other out. Okay. You may be involved in the configuration, security, and performance and production monitoring. Okay. So all of you that have that systems monitoring, you do pulse checks for, the internal websites or external websites to make sure that they're still up and running. Maybe you have to reboot servers sometimes. Maybe there's some network monitoring you have to do. Maybe you're somebody that used to do batch processing. All of that stuff is relevant experience, especially if you've got that experience in like dashboarding. Maybe you worked with Splunk. Maybe you worked with Tableau. Maybe you at some point took a course on machine learning or the Internet of Things. I don't know. All of that stuff, bug reporting, logging, all of that's going to be relevant experience to this. Okay. So again, this resume has been done for you all as well. Okay. Now let me know if you have any questions at all. I would not hesitate to apply for these jobs. Remember, I wouldn't want you to apply for more than 2 jobs at a time. Okay. You don't want to come off as desperate because sometimes that can be a turnoff to some companies. Okay. All right. So, gracias por ser paciente mientras practico mi español. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let me know what other types of jobs you want me to feature because I'm here to support you. Congratulations to all of the people that have landed jobs and that are continuing to land those interviews and get those job offers. I'm really excited for you all and just proud of you all. Y'all just make me so proud. So until the next time, folks, I will see you good people in the next video. Okay? Bye.